Hi, my name is Matt. I work in the support department here at Journyx. Today I'll be walking you through how to use the OrgChart feature within our Journyx timesheet application. I'll be showing you how to do this on version 8.9. If you're running something older, please contact your sales rep about updating. The basic steps should be about the same though, no matter what version you're on. Before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit more about the OrgChart tool. Organization Chart Manager, or OCM, is a configuration tool that automates the setup of a top-down reporting structure and a bottom-up approval structure for your organization based on the organization chart, or org chart, that you can create and manage within the system. If you have a large number of users, OCM facilitates the process of creating and maintaining their approval plans, as well as the ability to report on them. The OrgChart Compliance Viewer, OCV, provides a complete view of time approval status and compliance based on the hierarchy relationships in your org chart. The Compliance Viewer allows you to quickly locate parts of the organization that are out of compliance. It gets sheets approved and contact others to take action. The Compliance Viewer can be used with or without the OCM. It will show compliance data regardless of whether the corresponding approval plans were created manually or by the OCM. An important note, you cannot use time approval plans that were manually created in tandem with the OCM created approval plans. The OCM completely manages the time approval plan list when it's in use. If you plan to create your time approval plans and assign them to users manually, or you already have some time approval plans in place, you have the option to disable OCM under Configuration, System Settings, Security. Disabling OCM does not block you from using the OCV for reporting on your manually created approval plans. With that information in hand, let's go ahead and get started. Your system includes default fields and data that will allow for quick and easy OCM implementation. The default fields and data include the following: time approval plan called org time approval template, user custom fields called supervisor ID, backup ID, timekeeping assistant, self-approval, and supervisor approves sheets I approve. Custom roles called org supervisor template and org timekeeping assistant template. These fields and data are required for setting up and updating the OCM. If any of these fields or data get deleted, you can always manually add them back in. You also have the option to customize the configuration of the approval and role templates. For example, you can edit the email notification settings on the org time approval template. Any changes made to these templates will also be applied to the approval plans that the OCM generates based on your org chart. For role templates, you can modify the list supervisor or timekeeping abilities to add or remove access to features in the system. Alright, here we are on the sitemap page. To start using the OCM, you'll want to go to Management, OrgChart, Manage OrgChart. Here we are on the Manage OrgChart screen. If you look here at the top, you'll see a sentence that ends in a link where it says follow these instructions. Click on that link. You'll be presented with 4 simple steps that you can take to configure the system. First of all, we will save the relevant user data as a tab delimited text file. So by clicking this link, what will happen is that the user data that you have already in the system, all your users, will be presented as a text file that you can save, open up in Excel or some other text editor so that you can configure it to be imported back in the system. So let's go ahead and click this link, and here you'll see that the user's the login name is here, and other information that is currently in here. So what we'll do then is we'll take this file, and I have already prepared a file here in Excel. Is open up my Excel file, and here you'll see my the same file. I have come in and I have added the backup ID of who I want to be the backup approver for each of these. I've left self-approver blank. I have set the supervisor approves sheets I approve. In this case, all of them are set to no. I have set the supervisor ID for each of these people. So the supervisor ID is the ID of the person who would be approving each of these users. So once I save this file, I can then come back in here, use configuration to import the users. So we'll click on this. I will choose my file. Alright, once I've chosen that file, I will choose to do a preview, and we'll see here that everything's ready to go. And once I want to continue, I can just click the continue button. The import has completed, and now if we go back over to the org chart, we will see that everything is configured. You see CEO, CFO, CIO, COO. You'll see the different people that report to them on the right. And that's really all there is to it. The only other step that you would need to take is to manually run the org chart anytime you want to do it, just as we did there. Or you can set up a schedule and have it run based on the fields that are filled in. So if you manually add a user, you can manually add those fields, and then on whatever time you schedule it to run, it will automatically run, say like on a nightly basis. If you have somebody in your HR department adding users, filling in those fields manually, then each night when you set this to run, it will automatically create the appropriate group structure for all these users. And that's all there is to it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great time using Journyx Timesheet.